All right. First off, we want to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Rakabadash. That's all honor and glory to the Most High God, through His Father, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, and through the Father and through His Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Salakia. Right. We back at it again with another Shabbat service. Right. This one is entitled, "Is the Most High?" Salakia. Is the Most High going to protect you or forsake you and laugh at you, man? Right. So it's really like a self-examination. I guess you can call it class, man. Right. Because all brothers and sisters need to be examining themselves as we get closer and closer to these last days. Right. We right here at the end, man. Right. If you're paying attention to what's going on, right, you can clearly see that all hell is breaking loose, man. And you should be, continuously examining yourself to see if the Lord is going to protect you in these last days, because He's not going to protect everybody, man. Some people are going to be, let me just get this, right? We get this in Isaiah chapter 65. Right? Some people are not going to be protected, man. It's the book of Isaiah chapter 65, right, in verse 11. But ye are they that forsake the Most High, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Right? So all those that chose to do the things wherein the Lord delighted not, they're literally going to be numbered to the sword, man. Shalom, King. They're literally going to be numbered to the sword, right? The Lord is not dealing with people that want to do what they want to do, go about it their ways. They want to serve their damn selves, man. The Lord's not dealing with that spirit, right? He's going to save those that are committed to doing the work. He's going to save those that are committed to obtaining perfection, man, right? Keeping the commandments and doing whatever it is the Lord asks them to do, right? And it says what? Verse 13. Therefore, thus saith the Most High Power, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Right. So there's a separation. When all hell breaks loose, right? The ones He's going to protect, hey, they're going to eat. Right. But those that have forsaken the words of the Lord, hey, they're going to be hungry. Right. And it says what? Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Right. So what? You're gonna drink. I mean, they're gonna drink, the ones who are keeping the commandments, but those that are not keeping the commandments, not abiding by the Lord, they're gonna be thirsty. And it says what? Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Right? So you're going to be ashamed in that day, man, if you're of that number. So you got to examine yourself and make sure that you're doing what the Lord has called you to do. You examine yourself, making sure that you're walking in the way that the Lord has set up before you, man. Right? Let me get this precept. Got to pass it to the brother. Right? The book is a classic precept, man. These two classics I pulled out to open it up. It's the book of Revelation. Right? Chapter 3, right, in verse 15. I know thy works, that thou art neither cold nor hot. I would that thou wert cold or hot. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spew thee out of my mouth. Right. So the Lord is not dealing with the lukewarm spirit, man. Kind of in this thing a little bit, not fully in this thing, kind of saying you're an Israelite, but not really keeping all the commandments, kind of saying that you believe in the Lord and you fear the Lord, but you only do the things that make you comfortable, right? That's the Lord's not dealing with that, man. That's the lukewarm spirit, and those people will be spewed out of His mouth. Meaning what? Hey, He's not going to protect you in that day, man. Right? You're going to be numbered literally to the sword, man. Right? And the Lord is going to laugh at you while that sword devours you, man. And with that, I pass to the next brother.
Right. I'm gonna start off with this. Right. This is the book of Matthew. Right. Chapter 13, verse 47. And he reads, and again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a net that was cast into the sea and gathered of every kind. Right. The sea is the nations. We all know this. Right. And it reads, which when it was full, they drew to the shore and sat down and gathered the good into vessels, but cast the bad away. Right. And you don't want to be one of those people that the Lord cast away, man. Right. The Lord, he's throwing a big old net, right, into the whole four corners of the earth, man. And all of God shows the people who are goodly vessels, the goodly fish, and they're gonna be put into vessels, man, and given unto the Heavenly Father, man. Right? You want to be one of those fish that the Lord has pleasure in, man. right? You kind of want to be a salmon, right? You don't want to be a catfish, right? A damn oyster, right? Hey, some people they getting picked up, and they're a crawfish, man. Hey, you know what I'm saying? So you kind of want to take heed and examine yourself diligently, man. Like find out what type of person are you in this thing. Are you still an unclean person, right? That still eat unclean foods, still live in the ways of so-called society and a white man, or are you living righteously, man? You kind of separated yourself from this world, man. You kind of separated yourself from the games of this world, man. Right? From you're not worrying about trying to be famous, right? You're not worrying about getting $3 million. You know what I'm saying? By the age of 27, right? Right now you're focusing on the scriptures, man, how to be right before the Heavenly Father, right? Because we all know that classic precept, right? And I'm gonna grab that, John. That classic precept, right? Right, is in the book of Proverbs. This is Proverbs chapter 1, right, and verse 20, and verse I'm gonna start at 27. No, verse 26. It reads, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind. When distress and anguish cometh against you. Right, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall find me not. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord. Right? So hey, the day of calamity, the day where all hell breaks loose, when Esau comes in as a flood, the Lord said he's gonna laugh at you, man. And when you kind of call upon his name, he's gonna kind of turn his head from you, man. Hey, you never know how deep the Lord's gonna do that, man. Right? Here you are, you're facing the guillotine, right? You're calling on the name of the Lord, and next thing you know, he kind of puts a thought in your head, man, of you being wicked, man. Right? You knew you was Israelite, and you decided to smoke another blunt, man. Hey, you knew you was an Israelite, but you wanted to pop that woman, man, right? And then put her away, right? So the Lord's going. You never know what the Lord's going to do, man. Right? And with that, I'm a year to pass to the next one.
Right. I'm gonna kick it off with the book, right, of Isaiah, the 13th chapter and verse 9. It says, behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the hand desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. Right? Because the Lord is coming back to smite everybody who's an adversary to the Most High God. Right? If you're not on the Most High God's team by being obedient unto him and having faith in his son, right? Hey, you're an adversary of the Most High God, right? You're on the opposite team. And I can guarantee you that when the Lord comes back, that whoever's on the Lord's team is going to blow everything out the water, right? It's not a matter of, do you kind of want to, well, I don't know, they had a good game last week. No, hey, the Lord's team is the team to be on, man. Right? And that's the problem with our people. They don't want to be on the Lord's team, man. They want to go down. They want to get swept out of the first round of the playoffs, man. Right? When we go into the championship, right? This is the book of Amos, chapter 9 and verse 9. It says, for lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, right? And that's what the brother Gabar is going into, right? Examining yourself, because yeah, we know we're Israel. Yeah, we understand that we're Israelites, right? We understand the tribe that we come from, right? We understand what the Lord has commanded us. We understand the covenants that he's given to us, and we understand that the kingdom of heaven is for us, right? But we have to understand chiefly, right, what it is that we ourselves have to do to seal that elect. A lot of brothers are worried about sealing the elect on the highways and byways, man, and you're gonna damn seal the elect, and you're not gonna be a part of that number, man. Right? Sealing the elect starts by sealing yourself, right? Doing everything to make sure that you're of that number. If everybody in the nation of Israel was focused on doing that, right? Hey, the elect might be sealed right now, man. Right, it says, for lo, I will command and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations. Hey, the Lord is gonna pick and pluck out those those uh those undesirable vessels, man. He's gonna go through that thing with a sickle, right? And it says, like as corn is sifted in a sieve, yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. verse 10, it says, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. Right? So the Lord said that all the sinners of his people are going to die by the sword, man. Right? All the sinners of his people will die by the sword, meaning you're not going to make it in the last days, man. Right? All the precepts that Gabar is bringing about about famine and things of that nature, man. You're not gonna make it through that, man. Right? Hey, the sword doesn't have to be. It's not a literal Lord of the Rings sword that's drawn from a damn a sword holder, man. Right? That sword can be the damn famine. That sword could be damn COVID-19. That sword could be damn getting hit by a train, man. Right? Hey, the Lord said that all the sinners of his people are gonna die by the sword, and they're not gonna make it unto the end. So we have to continue to examine ourselves day in and day out, right? And try and make sure that we're not getting sifted out by the Lord, man. And with that, I'm gonna pass it to the next brother.
Good points. I'm gonna start in the book of Psalm 5, 5 and verse 11, and it says, "But let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice." Now, ultimately, trust. If you trust in something, that's faith. Then, if you have faith in something or someone, ultimately, their word is bond. So anything that come out their mouth, you agreeing with that. You and all agreeing. So, and ultimately, this word is bond. Let me keep going. Let all those that put their trust in thee rejoice. Let them ever shout for joy, because thou defendest them. Because the Lord is a covering for those that put their trust in him, have faith in him, and all that. Let them also that love thy name be joyful in thee. For thou, Lord, will bless the righteous. With favor, thou will compass him as with a shield. Like I said, he gonna, compass about the righteous. He gonna be, for lack of a better word, spread his wings around them, be their covering or whatnot. And ultimately, the righteous would be Psalm 119, 172, though, keeping the commandments. You know what I'm saying? So, and then it's another point within this scripture. Let me just grab it real quick. Verse 4. For thou art not a God that have pleasure in wickedness, neither shall evil dwell with thee. So if you're not provoked unto good works, I mean, the Lord is not going to be a covering or a strong stay or a defense or protection, however you put it, towards you. Let me grab this other verse. It's also in Psalms 31. I start from the top. Psalm 31 and 1. In thee, O Lord, do I put my trust. Here go this trust again. Let me never be ashamed. Deliver me in thy righteousness. Bow down thou ear to me. Deliver me speedily. Be thou my strong rock, for a house of defense to save me. So ultimately, it's saying the same exact thing the other one is. Like if you're what's considered a righteous individual, you know what I'm saying? The Lord will be your defense, you know what I'm saying? And you will never be ashamed or confounded. And I'll pass it to the brother.
Man. So, ultimately, as brothers is bringing out, man, right? These are the things that you have to do in order to be, either saved, or the things that you cannot do, to be protected, or things you cannot do to be, forsaken and laughed at, as the brother brought out in the precept in Proverbs, man, right? So ultimately, what we have to be doing is what this classic precept says in 2 Corinthians chapter 13, right, in verse 5. And it says, examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own selves, right? So you got to examine yourself to see whether you be in the faith. The ways you move, the decisions you make, the things that you're doing, are those things of the people that are actually in the faith, or are those things of a person that's actually still in the world? And if when you examine them matters, you see that you're still moving as the same way you would have moved before you found out you was an Israelite, the same way you would have moved before you came back to the Lord, the same way you'd have moved before you said that you would have repented, then you're not truly in the faith. And you got to examine that matter. Otherwise, that's going to be your what's going to get you put to death. That's going to be what's going to get you forsaken. That's going to be what gets you laughed at by the Lord. Because you literally fooled yourself to believing that you can fool the Lord by coming in to serve the Lord half-heartedly, man. It says what? Know ye not your own selves? Because you know yourself. You know good and damn well that's the same mind that you had before you came into the world. You know good and damn well that you ain't nothing about you no different, huh? You know good and damn well that only a few things about you change, but other things you still holding on to from the world, right? And that's literally going to get you forsaken by the Lord, because you're forsaking the Lord when you choose not to cast off the old man completely and take on the Lord entirely, man, right? So it says what? Know you not your own selves, how that Yahweh HaMashiach is in you, except you be reprobates, man, right? So unless you are reprobate, and you, which means you void of the fear of the Most High, right? Then you will know, hey, man, the Lord is in me. I got to move as the Lord. I got to move the way the Lord wants me to move. We got to move as one. How you going to move as one and the Lord telling you to go right and your flesh telling you to go left, and you go with your flesh, man? You're not moving as one as with the Lord. Right? You're moving as the opposite direction of the Lord. When you're moving as one as the Lord, you do whatever it is the Lord tells you to do, right? You move in that way. And he tells you how to do things through his scriptures and through his prophets, man, right? And it says what? But I trust that ye shall know that we are not reprobates. Now I pray that the Most High, that ye do no evil, not that we should appear approved, but that ye should do that which is honest, though we be as reprobates. Right. So look, you got to do what is honest, man. What's true. Stop. You can't lie to yourself. You can't lie to the Lord. Do what's true. Right. And it says what? For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. Hey, so whether you choose to actually give yourself over entirely to the Lord, follow the Lord wholeheartedly, and examine yourself, making sure you line up what the Lord has for you to do, or you choose not to. Either way, you're not doing anything against the truth. Hey, you not falling in line with the Lord ain't hurting the truth, man. You're not hurting the Lord when you do that, man. You're still doing something for the truth, because you're going to become an example of what not to do, an example of who not to be. That's literally what you're going to be used as, man, or an example of how the Lord can destroy somebody. That's literally what you're going to be, which is going to work for the truth, because somebody's going to say, hey, I don't want to be destroyed like that. Hey, I don't want that type of death. Hey, I don't want to be bugged out that way. We got plenty of brothers and sisters that you can look at and say, man, they bugged the hell out. I don't want the Lord to ever do that to me. Well, that works towards the truth, man. That makes another brother or sister go that much harder so that they're not bugged out. So you can't do nothing against the truth, but only for the truth, man. So, hey, you can either do something for the truth in a way where you obtain mercy from the Lord, or you can do something for the truth where the Lord makes you an example of what not to be. Right? Let me get this in the book of Ezekiel. Right, classic precept in Ezekiel chapter 14. Right, because we're dealing with, is the Lord going to protect you or forsake you? Well, let's find out who the Lord is going to protect and how he's going to protect them. Right, because a famine is coming, the sword is coming, destruction is coming, man. All hell is going to break loose soon, man. All hell's already breaking loose, man. But soon it's going to be right at your front door. Right, this is Ezekiel chapter 14. Right, and verse number 12. And the word of the Most High came again to me, saying, Son of man, when the land sinneth against me by trespassing grievously, then I will stretch out my hand upon it, and will break the staff of bread thereof, and will send a famine, and will cut off man and beast from it. So the Lord, hey, he's going to send a famine. And this land, America, has sinned against the Lord. There's no question about that. We all know that. Everybody would agree to that. Even a so-called white man would agree to that, man. We all know that this land has sinned against the Lord. And he said he's going to send a famine in the land. And it's coming. He's sending a famine in the land. Pay attention. And it says what? Though these three men, Noah, Daniel, and Job, were in it, they should deliver but their own souls by their righteousness, saith Yahweh, man. So the only way to be delivered from this famine is what? By the righteousness of the Most High, man. Right? And the righteousness of the Most High is what? Doing his will, man. And that's to keep the commandments of the Most High. That's to keep his charge. That's to move in his order. That's to follow the way he has set up. Not your own mind, not your own will, and not your own flesh, man. And with that, I'm going to pass to the next brother.
Right. The brothers bringing out beautiful points, you know what I'm saying? Brothers really do need to examine themselves, man. Right? It makes no sense for us to, you know what I'm saying, go out there on the highways and byways. You damn shaking their hand. Right? You telling Jake to repent for his sins. But then you still going and following madness, man. right? This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 16. A wise man feareth and departed from evil, but the fool rageth in his confidence, man. Hey, a wise man would fear and depart from evil, man. And all things that are evil are things that's contrary to the Lord, man. Right? You like the brothers bringing out, you see it was happening in the last days, man. You see how the love of many are waxing cold, man. Right? You see how there's being more and more wickedness abounding in the earth, man. Right? What are you doing, man? Are you just sitting here, have a video game spirit on you, kind of playing Madden, right? You playing 2K all day, right? You ain't even consider your brother that's being killed down the street, man. Hey, I still remember a few years ago, right? There had a video going around of a teenager, Eve, getting hung in a damn garage by some Esau, by some Edomites, man. I still remember these things, man. I still remember Trayvon Martin getting killed. Hey, I still remember Sandra Bland, man. Hey, I still remember Philando Castile, man. Hey, you gotta kind of remember these things, man. Like we are really being put to death, man. And the Lord can pass judgment on any man or any man, woman, or child, man. And that could easily fall on your lot, man. And you don't want that, right? You want a time you can die at any moment. You want to make sure you do everything you can to prepare yourself for that moment, man. Because here you are, I was at work, Salakia. I was at work and I heard a girl say, you know what I'm saying? It was the Eve. She's like, I don't want to get right with God right now because, I'm still living my life. What sense does that make, man? Hey, you could be put to death right there and there, man. Yeah, you never know what's going to happen. So it will be a wise thing to do everything you can, right, to show the Lord that you're worthy of him, man. And ultimately, none of us is worthy of the Lord, right? But you want to do literally everything you can to make it out of this wicked and perverse land, man, right? Because there's not, you can't hide nothing with the Lord, right? The Lord knows you. He knows what you think. He knows how you feel, man. And he knows if you're going to serve him for real, man. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 7 and verse 9. Oh, let the wickedness of the wicked come to an end, but establish the just. For the righteous Yahweh triumph the heart and reigns. Hey, this is King David making a prayer. And best believe the saints are making this prayer right now. Letting the wickedness of the wicked come to an end and establishing the just, man. Hey, try every man's heart. Look at all of their reigns, what they holding on to, man. Right? So the Lord, he's kind of marking people, bro. And eventually he's gonna send that message to those reapers, and they're gonna come and reap the land. Right? Yahweh Shai is gonna crack open that sky, and here you are still living your life, and you're gonna be put to death. And it's gonna be a grievous one at that. Right? With that, I'm gonna pass it to the next brother.
Con, right? Point, brother, right? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 16, and verse 26. It says, "For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what exchange shall a man give in exchange for his soul?" Right? And chiefly, we understand that this parable that Yahushua is giving is talking about a man gaining the whole world, right, and not obtaining everlasting life in the kingdom, right? But uh, it's twofold, right? Because it says, "For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world, right, and lose his own soul?" Meaning, hey, what profit is it for you to go out week in and week out on the highways and byways, right, and to bring people into this truth? Hey, we were just talking about this on Tuesday, right? You kind of bringing people into this truth, right? And when the Lord seals his elect, you're not of that number, man. You brought all these people into the truth. Hey, the Lord could be using you simply as a vessel to bring people into the truth, man, right? And he'll cast you out, right? Because why? You're not examining yourself, man, right? Brothers might have knowledge and the precepts and things of that nature and break it down by the spirit, right? But that's not what's gonna give you, right, the kingdom of heaven, right? Chiefly circumcising your heart and correcting the deeds of your own ways is what's gonna get you the kingdom of heaven, right? I'm gonna go to the book of Matthew, chapter 24, right? And it's verse 29, 30. I'm gonna start at 30, right? It says, And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man. All the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Right, jumping down. Right, because the Lord's gonna come back and crack the sky, right, and deliver his elect, man. Right, his elect are gonna be beamed up, man. That's what every brother, right, ought to be striving for in this truth, man. Right, jumping verse down. It says, therefore, verse 44, therefore be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh, right? So those who are going to get beamed up, those who the angels are sealing the elect with, right? Hey, that elect was ready when they didn't know the hour that Yahweh was coming, man. And that's exactly how we have to be, right? We have to think, hey, Yahweh can come in the next 2 minutes, man, right? Always staying ready so that you don't have to be ready, man, right? If brothers stop focusing on, well, I think we got, you know, one year and 47 days till Yahushua returns, man, that's gonna continue to put doubt in your mind that you have this amount of time to get right, man. Right. But if you understand that, hey, if I get right today, if I get right now, if I get right immediately, it doesn't matter when the Lord comes, right? Because I'll be ready for the Lord when he comes, right? That's why it's imperative to understand that the Lord said, what? Hey, no man knoweth the hour, man. Not even Yahweh Shah, right? The whole point of him telling you that no one knows the hour is so that you can always stay ready to keep from getting ready, man. That way, if the Lord come back tomorrow, you're ready. If the Lord comes back next year, you're ready. If the Lord comes back in 20 years, man, you're ready, right? It says what? Reading on. It says, who then is a faithful and wise servant. And this is who we ought to be striving to be, man. A faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord hath made ruler over his household to give them meat in due season. Blessed is that servant whom his Lord, when he cometh, shall find so doing. Verily I say unto you that he shall make him ruler over all goods. Right? It says, and if that evil servant, and you don't want to be an evil servant unto the Most High God and his son, man, right? Because evil servants, as we just read in the book of Isaiah, man, hey, they're going to die by the sword, man, right? It says, and if that evil servant shall say in his heart, my Lord delayeth his coming, and shall begin to smite his fellow servants, and to eat and drink with the drunken, the Lord of that servant shall come in a day when he looketh not for him, and in an hour that he is not aware of, and shall cut him asunder, and appoint him his portion with hypocrites. There shall be weeping and gnawing of teeth, man. Hey, and a lot of Jakes, 2/3 of our people, they're gonna die that grievous death, right? They're gonna die that grievous death of Yahweh Shai cutting them asunder, man. Right? So it's imperative that we get right now, right? In such an hour that you think not the Son of Man cometh, man. And with that, I'm gonna pass it on to the next brother.
You gotta get right. Become a watchman. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna jump into Sirach 34 and verse 14. And it says, whoso feareth the Lord shall not fear, nor be afraid, for he is his hope. I mean, ultimately, we know the fear of the Lord is, wisdom, and vice versa. The fear of the Lord is keeping the commandments and doing that which is well pleasing unto him. Blessed is the soul of him that feareth the Lord. So, I mean, ultimately, you'll be blessed if you fear the Lord. To whom doth he look, and who is his strength? So, of course, the Lord would be your strength if you're, fearing the Lord. You know what I'm saying? He'll be that strong state. Verse 16, for the eyes of the Lord are upon them that love him. And ultimately, we know what the love is. Same thing, like keeping the commandments of the Lord and doing what he requires of you. He is their mighty protection and strong state, a defense from heat and a cover from the sun at noon, a preservation from stumbling and a help from falling. So, I mean, if you fear the Lord, ultimately, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be blessed, and he's going to be that protection, that preservation for you. He's going to be by your side through thick and thin or whatever, because regardless of what you may think, we do got to go through it. It's, you know, we got to go through some things and end up being chastened, you know. But what I was saying was ultimately you got to fear the Lord, because, you know, if you don't, it's going to be like what Potter brought out. He's going to laugh at you in your calamity. If you ain't had no fear for him, I mean, you finished. Or, you know what I'm saying, he going to act brand new with you, like he ain't never knew you. You know what I'm talking about? This is, I'm going to jump to Matthew 7. Because, I mean, ultimately, you gonna feel like he acting brand new, but he mentioned it himself in the book of Matthew or whatnot. Like, it's going to be like a Jake that just got some money. Like, man, who is this cat? I don't know that brother. So Matthew 7 and 21. And it says, not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven, but he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven. And ultimately doing the will of the Father is, you know, like I said, this word is your bond. You know what I'm saying? This word, keeping the word, is going to end up, you know, getting you that defense and covering from the Lord. Verse 22, many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name, and in thy name have cast out devils, and in thy name done many wonderful works? And then will I profess unto them, I never knew you, depart from me, ye that work iniquity. Because ultimately, you got to do exactly as the word says. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be showing up to church, you know what I'm saying, sitting up there with the little oil, rebuking people, talking about you casting out devils. You know what I'm saying? You done told somebody in church, like, you know, looked over there to your neighbor and said what pastor said. Now you talking about you prophesying to somebody or whatever. You got to follow this book as it said. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna act like he never knew you, because you can't be splitting between. You know what I'm saying? You can't be lukewarm. I got one more. It's Matthew 5 and Matthew 5. It's a lot. Nah, it's a lot. Matthew 6 and 24. No man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. He cannot serve Yahweh and Mammon. Can't be, you know, sitting up here double dutching in between, like, okay, this part I'm gonna keep, this part I won't keep, or whatever. Like, my spirit don't agree with that, down what the Bible say, because you won't have that covering like you feel that you have, but like your pastor is telling you that you're gonna get. It's not as simple as, you know, like people think. You know what I'm saying? You can't lean on your own understanding. And I yield with that.
Gone. I mean, that's something I preach all the time. Brothers know that, man. I continuously preach that, man. You can't like they say, the so-called Christians say we do. You can't cherry pick. You can't kind of cherry pick what you gonna keep from the Lord and what you not, man. The Lord not dealing with that. Either you gonna serve him in sincerity and in truth wholeheartedly, or you not serving him at all. It don't matter if you do a couple of things. The Lord not dealing with a couple of things, spirit. Either you serve him wholeheartedly, or you're gonna get the portion of people that didn't serve him at all. And you might as well just go ahead and just be 100% wicked, man, because you're gonna get that same punishment, right? So let me get this before I go into what I'm going to. Right, it's the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse 15, and it says, "That which have been is now, and that which is to be hath already been, and Yahweh required that which is past." Meaning, all the things that have happened before are gonna happen again. Right? He requires the things from the past. There's nothing new under the sun. So all the things are gonna happen again, right? And so the famines that happened before are gonna happen again. The destruction that happened before, they're gonna happen again. Except for this time, it says there's been no time like it. Meaning it's gonna be intensified 10 times worse than the famines before. It's gonna be intensified 10 times worse than when the destruction that came before. Because it said there's nothing been like it and nothing will ever be like it again. Right. So let me get this, dealing with the women of our nation, man. This happened to them before, and it's gonna happen to them again, lest they come into serving the Lord wholeheartedly. Right. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3, right? And start at verse 15. What mean ye that ye beat my people? pieces in grind and faces of poor, saith the Most High of hosts. Moreover, Yahweh saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, right? The daughters of Zion are haughty, and walk with stretched forth necks and one-time eyes, walking and mincing as they go, making a tinkling with their feet. And our women still do the same thing, still walk the same way, still got their neck stuck out the same way with that pride that they have on them, right? It says what? Therefore, the Most High will smite them with a scab, the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion, and Yahweh will discover their secret parts. In that day, the Most High will take away their bravery. See, because that's the problem with a lot of our women. They have extreme bravery. They believe in themselves above they believing in the Most High. And that's the reason why a lot of them won't submit wholeheartedly to the Most High, is because of that bravery they have in them. And the Lord is saying he's going to take that away. And he took it away. And this time he's going to take it away again. Right? And it says what? Shalakia. In that day will I take away their bravery of their tinkling ornaments about their feet, and their calls and their round tires like the moon, the chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings, the nose jewels, the changeable suits of apparel, and the mantles and the wimples and the crisping spins. All these things that our women love to have to kind of gather themselves up, to make them feel beautiful, to make them have that pride and that arrogancy that they have. The Lord says he's going to take all that away. What he's saying is, I'm going to take all the pride you have. I'm going to rip that away from you. The pride that you have that you don't want to submit to me, I'm going to rip that away from you. You're not going to have it. You're going to be screaming and crying to me, right? It says what? The crisping pins, the glasses, the fine linen, and the hoods and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there shall be stink. And it's happened before, and the Lord is going to make it happen again to all the women that don't want to submit themselves to the Lord, all the women that don't want to come back wholeheartedly to the Lord. And it says what? There shall be stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well-set hair, baldness, and instead of a stomacher, a girding and sackcloth, and burning instead of beauty. Thy men shall fall by the sword, and thy mighty men in war. And her gates shall lament and mourn, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. Hey man, that ain't a pretty thing, man. And imagine this happened, and it's only gonna get worse this time around for the people that don't want to come back to the Lord. The Lord ain't protecting you if you're not serving him wholeheartedly 100%, man. This is what you got coming to you, man. Right? Let's get something else that happened, man. Let's go to the book of I believe I'm on 2 Kings, man. Right? Let's go to 2 Kings. It's the book of 2 Kings. Right? Let's see. Come on. Right? It's the book of 2 Kings, chapter 6, right? And verse number 25. And there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until the ashes. And there's going to be a great famine here in America again. And it says what? Head was sold for 4 pieces of silver. An ass's head was sold for 4 pieces of silver, and a 4th part of a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. And they were so hungry that literally they were selling a piece of bird shit for pieces of silver. And the Lord is saying it's going to be worse. It's going to be worse this time. So imagine people are buying a piece of bird shit for silver to eat. That's how hungry they are, man. And the Lord is going to send a worse famine than that on this land. So imagine how scared and how frightened you ought to be serving the damn Lord, man. None of y'all can imagine eating some damn bird shit right now. And they literally buying it for pieces of silver. That's how hungry they were, man. And we're going to read on this. You got to be terrified of the things that's coming on this land and keeping the commandments of the Lord wholeheartedly, man. It says what? And a cab of dove's dung for 5 pieces of silver. 5 pieces of silver for some dove shit. And it says what? And the king of Israel was passing by upon the wall. There cried a woman unto him, saying, Help me, my lord, O king. And he said, If the Lord do not help thee, whence shall I help thee? right? Hey, so if the Lord ain't helping you, how can I help you is what the king is saying. And it's going to be the same way in that day. If the Lord is not feeding you, nobody's going to be able to feed you. If the Lord is not helping you, nobody's going to be able to help you. And the Lord is not going to help those people that are slothful servants. He's not going to help those people that are partial servants. He's not going to help those people that were denying him and denying his words when he was telling you what to do, man. He's not going to help you, man. Right? So it says what? When shall I help thee? Out of the barn floor or out of the winepress? And the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. This is what happened, man. And this is going to happen again, man. They were eating their children, man. Is that what y'all want to happen? Is that what you want to have to go through? Because we read in Isaiah chapter 65 that the servants of the Lord are going to eat. The servants of the Lord are going to drink. The servants of the Lord are going to rejoice. But those that do not serve the Lord, this is what they have coming. What here in America is worth going through this? What peace of mind do you have that is worth going through this? You got to literally examine yourself and think about that. What is it that can hold me back from serving the Lord wholeheartedly to go through this and worse things and still die? Then be raised up and be leased in the kingdom again for all eternity. Damn, work all your life in America, then go through a damn famine in America, be destroyed in America, then be raised up, die in the lake of fire, then be born again in the kingdom and be damn leased in the kingdom working for all eternity where you don't die. What here in America is worth that? What amount of pride is worth that? What amount of embarrassment is worth that? What amount of anything is worth that? You got to literally examine that and think about that, man. Nothing should be worth that. Otherwise, you damn crazy and you're a reprobate, like Paul said. You're void of the fear of the Most High. And it says what? This woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her on the next day, give thy son and we may eat him. And she hid her son. And that's how it's going to be. You'll kind of make an agreement, kind of boil your son. And then the person that you're supposed to boil their son the next day, they kind of got up out of there. And your son had a piece of your son for dinner. Her son had a piece of your son for dinner. Kind of ate the ankle. And now she hid her son from you. And you broke the law. So now the Lord really going to deal with you. Because you ate human flesh. So now that's breaking the law. So now the Lord going to really deal with you. Now you're in a double whammy. All because you decided not to serve the Lord when you had the opportunity to. The Lord not dealing with part-time. He's not dealing with halfway. He's not dealing with 85%. He ain't dealing with 95%. He ain't dealing with 99%. He commanded you to be perfect, and that's all he's going to accept. And with that, I yield to the next brother.
Right? Let me get in there real quick. Right? This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24 and verse 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Right? For in the days of Noah, right, before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and getting married, until the day Noah entered into the ark, man. Right? So they was out there having a good time, man. Right? They was eating, they was feasting. Hey, they was drinking, going out to bars at night. Right? They was marrying and giving themselves into marriage. Right? But let's see what else they was doing. Right? This is the book of Genesis. Right? Chapter 5 and verse 9. Right? These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generation, and Noah walked with Yahweh. And Noah begat 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth also was corrupt before Yahweh. The earth was filled with violence. So in the times of Noah, there was also violence going on, man. Right? People killing each other, people murdering each other. Hey, that's what's going on now, man. Right? We are living in the days of Noah, man. Right? And it reads what? Hey, when the prince of dang England married that so-called Edomite, and everybody kind of broke loose, man. You seen on every news channel, right? You open up the magazine, it was right there. You kind of go on Google's and they show you the current events, and next thing you know, you see him, man. Hey, this place they're having a good time, man. right? But the Lord said what in the book of Ecclesiastes, man? Hey, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, man. It's better to be in the house of mourning than to be in the house of mirth, right? So you got to be having a mourning spirit, you know what I'm saying, over you right now, right? Our land has a mourning spirit. Hey, our land is not flourishing, man. Hey, our land is sending dang wolves, lions to come kill the inhabitants of the land, man. Hey, our land is mourning for us. Why aren't we mourning for our land? We're going to be married unto it. Hey, the Lord, he has no pleasure in killing us, but that's what he got to do, man. And what? We supposed to be mourning for the Lord, man. That he got to sit here and watch everything that's going on, man. Right? Jake, he has this big thing that's on him. If I don't see it, it has nothing to do with me. And where's that in the scriptures? The Lord said, love your brother as yourself. Man, let's get back to this precept though, right? Verse this is Matthew 24:39. And they knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Hey, nobody cares. Nobody's gonna think that this stuff is going to happen, that Yahweh Shah is gonna crack open the sky, that there's gonna be World War III on the earth, that there's gonna be a civil war between the so-called black, Spanish, and Native Americans and the so-called white man. Hey, they don't think that there's going to be a civil war in America, that every man's going to run to their own country, man. And they don't even perceive these things. But what? When it do come, it's going to catch them like that flood that caught everybody in the times of Noah, man. Right? This is jumping down to my last verse. It says, therefore, verse 44. Therefore, be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not, the Son of Man cometh. Hey, so in that time that you think that Yahweh Shah is not going to come back, like the brothers are always bringing out, we got another year and then 14 months. Hey, next thing you know, the very next day, all hell going to break loose and Yahweh Shah is going to come back and start putting people to death. Right? With that, I'm going to yield and pass to the next book.
Come on. All right. I'm going to grab this in the book of the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, in verse 1. It says, but the souls of the righteous are in the hand of Yahweh, and there shall no torment touch them, right? So you want to be counted righteous before the Most High God so that torment cannot touch you, right? Jumping down, it says, for though for though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is there hopeful of immortality. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded. For Yahweh proved them and found them worthy for himself, right? So through these trials and tribulations that the Most High is putting before us, right? It's expedient that we examine ourselves and we make it out and be found worthy before the Most High God. It says, as gold in the furnace hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering. And in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks among the stubble. Right? Jumping down, it says, for glorious is the fruit of good labors, and the root of wisdom shall never fall away. So, chiefly the things that you want to be seeking in this truth is wisdom, because the Lord said that that root will never fall away, right? Those who are wise unto the Lord are those who are going to escape the said perils of this earth, man. And we know what wisdom is, right? It said, I'm going to go to the book of 2nd Esdras, right? In verse, I'm going to start at verse 14. Woe to the world and them, Salakia. I'm going to start at verse 22. Salak. I'm going to start at 21. Like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also in recompense in their bosom. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh. My right hand shall not spare the sinners. Hey, the Lord's not sparing sinners in these last days, man. Right? It says, my right hand shall not spare sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth, man. Right? So, hey, 2/3 of our people are gonna die with the so-called white man and all the other enemies of the Lord's nation, man. 2/3 of our people, right? The Lord likened them to those who shed innocent blood, man. The sinners of his people, man. And those people are gonna be those who don't escape these sad perils in these days to come. right? That's why it's important that we examine ourselves and we try and make sure that we're in the faith, man. And with that, I'm gonna pass it to the next brother.
All right, I'm gonna jump in Psalm 91 and just kind of like read down on it. All right, start at the top. Say, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, in him will I trust. Surely he shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, Salakia, and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wings shalt thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. So I mean, the truth of this thing is basically going to be your armor and your protection. And if you abide in the truth, you don't have to worry about any of those said perils that's coming upon the time of the day of the Lord's return. Like when Zahar brought out Matthew 24, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep going. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor the arrow that flieth by day. Salak. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flieth by day, nor for the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh unto thee. And I mean, you know, that'd be a hell of a sight. If you out there in the field and that many people fall at your right and your left, you thinking surely, well, I mean, ultimately you should be, you know, completely faithful in the Lord, but you seeing all that like damn, like I know it's about to get me next, but now you keep your faith and you stay keep that trust in the Lord, you ain't got to worry about that. Verse 8, only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. Because we got to rest and trust in the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And if we do that, you know, we'll ultimately, you know, end up attaining the kingdom, you know, get that blessing, but then as well as see the reward of the wicked or what's going to happen to them. One more verse on that. It says, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. So, I mean, that's pretty plain. And then I'm going to get one more since I read down on that pretty far. I'm going to go to the book of Ezekiel. Let's see. Because the brother Gabor had made a statement earlier or whatnot. I just kind of wanted to expound on that. Because he was like, you got to be 100% in this thing. You got to be perfect. It ain't no 85%, no 99% or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? You are commanded to be perfect. So just a second. It's a lot. It's Ezekiel 18 and verse 21. It says, but if the wicked will return from all his sins that he hath committed, and keep all my statutes, and do that which is lawful and right, he shall surely live, he shall not die. Now notice it said, keep all my statutes, and do that which is lawful and right. You know what I'm saying? And hold on here, all my statutes. Yeah, verse 22, all his transgressions that he have committed, they shall not be mentioned unto him, and his righteousness that he have done, he shall live. So, I mean, you're going to get that everlasting life if you turn from your wickedness and turn completely to the Lord. Not, you got to do that full 180, not 179, 160, whatever it is, do that full 180 towards the Lord. In verse 24, but when the righteous turneth away from his righteousness and committeth iniquity, because a lot of people like to try to say, I'm basically a righteous person. You know what I'm saying? If you take a test in school, you get that 80%, that 90%. Hey, that's a good job. That's a job well done. You about to have a great GPA. But it don't work like that with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So they like to try to say, I'm righteous for the most part, basically. So do you think that the Lord will sit up there and judge me like that and I'm going to see destruction? Well, let's see what it says. But when the righteous turneth away from his righteousness and committeth iniquity and doeth according to all the abominations that the wicked man doeth, shall he live? All his righteousness that he have done shall not be mentioned, and his trespass that he have trespassed, and in his sin that he have sinned, in them shall he die. So, I mean, I don't even have to expound on that. That's pretty plain. You got it, brother.
I'm gonna get a couple closing precepts and let brothers grab theirs, man. Right? That's brother. No, that's that's a mighty precept. I love that precept, man, because that's what it is, man. Don't think because you're doing a couple of righteous things that the Lord is dealing with you, man. Hey, if you're not 100% in this thing, hey, the Lord is literally gonna cut you down, man. And He don't give a damn about the few righteous things you've done. He don't care about that. What is your little bit of righteousness to Him? Hey, He commanded you to be one way, and that's it. Either be it or be destroyed. Right? Let me get this. Right, it's the book. So like it's Zechariah. Look at Zechariah chapter 14, right, in verse 12, right? And it says what? And this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh shall smite all the people that fought against Jerusalem. Now understand this. This counts towards you Israelites as well, right? Because it's talking about Jerusalem, a people, of course. But if you're not completely submitting yourself to the Lord and to the doctrine of the Lord, right, then you're fighting against those that are, right? There is no in between. So if you're fighting against those that are submitting to the doctrine of the Lord, then you're fighting against Jerusalem, because this is what it's dealing with. It says, this shall be the plague, right? This shall be the plague therewith of the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. The other nations are included, but don't think that you're excluded. Because if you're not in the doctrine of the Most High, you have not submitted wholeheartedly to the Most High, you're fighting against Jerusalem. Because we're fighting for what? The righteousness of the Most High. We're fighting for what? The kingdom of Yahweh Shai and everything that in every order He is set up. So if you're fighting against the order that Yahweh Shai is setting up, then you're fighting against Jerusalem. And it says what? Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. And that's plain, man. So, hey, if you fighting against the order of the Most High, right, you fighting against Jerusalem, you fighting against the prophets, man, then that's what's going to happen to you, man. That don't sound pleasurable to me, right? Let me get this in Jeremiah. Let's see what's going to happen. Let's go see what's going to happen to those that are dwelling with the Most High, who are fighting for the Most High, those who are keeping the commandments, those who are trying to obtain perfection and serving the Lord 100%, man. Let's see the difference, right? It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 20. All right, so Isaiah chapter 20 is what I want. Oh, 26, like chapter 26, right? In verse 20. Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy door about thee. Hide thyself, as it were, for a little moment, until indignation be overpassed. So those that follow the commandments of the Lord, those that keep the commandments of the Lord, those that submit to the will of the Lord and the order of the Most High God, those that serve the Lord 100%, they're going to be called up into the chambers of the Lord, man. That's that chariot, man, until the indignation pass. They're going to be hidden for a while until the indignation pass, man. And it says what? For behold, the Most High cometh out of His place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity. The earth also shall disclose her blood and shall no more cover her slain. And that's plain, man. Everything is going to be brought up, man. Right? Even the bodies of that's in the earth, man. So if you want to be part of that and not part of the ones being caught up on the chariot, then keep giving 80%. Then keep giving 95%. Keep giving 97%. Keep giving a little bit. No, keep doing things the way you want to do it and not submitting to the Lord, and see where that gets you. Right? With that, I yield.
All right. We got to remember the Lord. He wants us to serve Him with all your body, with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul, with everything you got. You're supposed to give that thing to the Lord, right? Only you know really you and the Lord knows when you half-assing things. And we know, and other brothers are able to see it by your works. You know what I'm saying? So just do everything you can for the Lord before it's too late, man. Hey, it don't hurt, you know what I'm saying, to study before a test, man. Hey, we got the master test coming, right? A test of faith, and we're gonna see who's been studying, man. Who's kind of been flipping through those books, man. Right? This is the book of Second Timothy, chapter 2, right? And I'm gonna start off at verse 19 and read on down, and it reads, "Nevertheless, the foundation of Yahweh standeth sure, having this seal: the Lord knoweth them that are his, and let everyone that nameth the name of Hamashiach depart from iniquity." So all of those who are named after Christ needs to depart from iniquity. All of them that are of the Lord needs to depart from iniquity. Right? Continuing on, it says, "But in a great house there are not only vessels of gold and silver, but also of wood and of earth, and some to honor and some to dishonor. If a man therefore purge himself from these, he shall be a vessel unto honor, sanctified and met for his master's use, prepared unto every good work." Right? You want to be a vessel of honor unto the Heavenly Father. So you will be a wise man to purge yourself from all the wickedness of this world. Purge yourself from all the things the brothers have brought out, man. And examine yourself to see if you be in the faith, man. All right, and with that, I'm going to pass to the next brother.
My closing precept going to be in the book of Psalms 119. I'm going to start at verse 37. It says, "Turn away mine eyes from beholding vanity, and quicken thou me in thy way." Hey, and that's what our nation has to do, man, is turn away their eyes from vanity, man. It says, "And quicken thou me in thy way. Establish thy word unto thy servant who is devoted to thy fear." Man, in these last days, we have to be devoted to the fear of the Most High God. Right? It says, "Turn away my reproach, which I fear, for thy judgments are good. Behold, I longed after thy precepts, quicken me in thy righteousness." Right? I'm gonna jump down to verse 54. It says, "Thy statutes have been my songs in the house of my pilgrimage. I have remembered thy name, O Lord, in the night." Man, hey, in Babylon, this place that we live in right now, this is spiritually darkness, man. This is spiritually the night. And we have to continue to remember the name of Yahweh, right, in this land of the night, right? And it says, "And have kept thy law. This I had because I kept thy precepts," man. So, Lord willing, our family have taken heed to everything that we brought out, man. And Lord willing, brothers and sisters are checking their spirits in truth and sincerity and looking at what it is that they need to do to appear blameless and spotless before the Most High God, right? I pass it to the next brother.
All right, Khan, I just got one. I'm going to go to Sirach 24, and I'm going to start at 19. It says, "Come unto me, all ye that be desirous of me, and fill yourselves with my fruits." So that's those good works. For my memorial is sweeter than honey, and mine inheritance than the honeycomb. They that eat me shall yet be hungry, and they that drink me shall yet be thirsty. Because moreover, what it says, "Whosoever drinketh of this water shall not thirst again." Man shall not live by bread alone, by every word that, proceeded, from the word, roughly paraphrased. Verse 22, "He that obeyeth me shall never be confounded, and they that work by me shall not do amiss." Because you can't claim you're doing the work of the Lord and doing amiss or adverse from what he's telling you to do. Verse 23, "All these things are the book of the covenant of the Most High God, even the law which Moses commanded for an heritage unto the congregation of Jacob. Faint not to be strong in the Lord, that he may confirm you. Cleave unto him, for the Lord Almighty is God alone, and beside him there is no other Savior." But ultimately, if you, do righteous works unto the Lord or whatnot, and ultimately, that you're gonna be good, for lack of better words, you know what I'm saying? But if you try to do adverse or whatever, you can't think that, you know, you're going to be saved. You're ultimately going to be forsaken, just like the title says. But that's all I got.
Con, like the brother said, man, you know, examine yourself. You know, look into the title. Is the Most High going to protect you, or is he going to forsake you and laugh at you, man? Really examine yourself, man, and be honest and real with yourself. With your works and the way you're doing, what is going to be your judgment if the Lord cracked the skies open right now? If all hell broke loose right now, right, what is going to be your judgment? Literally examine yourself and make that decision, and then make those changes that are necessary to be made. If you're one of those people that he's going to forsake and laugh at, and we talking about ourselves included, we got to examine ourselves as well and make sure that we not, you know what I'm saying, holding anything back from the Lord. Make sure that we not, you know what I'm saying, moving in our own free will or free mind, whatever you want to call it, man. Trying to make our decisions versus the Lord's decisions, man. We got to examine ourselves as well, right? These are cuts to us, just like the cuts to anybody that's out there, man, right? So, Lord willing, somebody was edified or will be edified in the coming days, right? We're gonna be at Discovery Green, Lord willing, at 3:30 p.m. across from the Embassy Suites is every week. You know what I'm saying? Come out and be edified. Come out here to word, congregate. You know, whatever you want to do, man. And with that, Shabbat Shalom. Kwame Shalom.
Kwame Ashala.
From Kwam Yashwala.